today's online class with Mr. Michaels. Today is a brand new day, and I wish you guys have a lovely time taking care of yourself and doing other things, put things in order to make sure that things are good with you. So, because of the way I'm seeing the faces, all of you are ready for this class. So, as we are here, I want each and every one of us to pay attention, be attentive, and listen to what we are going to do today, because it's just a very simple job. It's not even something that I'm supposed to spend time here to talk, but since I'm here, we are going to explain it to the level that even a child in kindergarten will understand what we are doing here today. So for today, we'll be looking at length in measurement. In measurement, we know that any shape or any material that has, even if it's just only one side, has length. For example, this is a rectangle. This side is the length, here is the width or the breadth. So in a shape that has more than one side, the longest side is referred to as the length. But if it's not in the shape, we know that this length is measured in meters. But we have other smaller units, like we have the centimeters and the millimeters. These are smaller units of length. Then we have other larger units which are used in terms of measuring distance. Distance, that means how far. Distance, that's between two consecutive points. But this one is used for higher measurement. It is known as in kilometers. If I'm traveling from here to Ebonyi State, the distance from here to Ebonyi State, which is Abakaliki, cannot be measured in millimeters. We cannot measure it even in centimeters. We will not even measure it in meters. Rather, we measure it in kilometers because the distance is much. After getting it in kilometers, we can then convert it from kilometers to any of the units, either in meters or in centimeters or in millimeters. So what am I trying to say? In essence is that kilometers are used for measuring larger distances. But if you want to measure in millimeters, that means sometimes even 10 years, you will still be on the road measuring millimeters from here to Ebonyi State. So rather, it is better you use the larger unit to measure it. That way you can go very far because it is big. It can go very far. Then later you come back and convert it either by division to the smaller units. So now, in this class, we'll be learning about how to change centimeters to meters and vice versa. But first of all, let us know the word of this unit. First of all, before you do anything conversion, you must understand that 1 millimeter equals to 1 centimeter. So you have to come in advance of the head that 10 millimeters makes 1 centimeter. Then we have 10 centimeters makes 1 decimeter. Decimeter. 10 millimeters for 1 cm. 10 centimeters, 1 decimeter. 10 decimeter, 1 meter. 100 meters equals to 1 centimeter. Then 1000 meters equals to 1 kilometer. Now, if you know this, it will be easier for you to convert your unit from bigger unit to smaller unit. But now, let's see how it's going to be. We said that we are going to change from one unit to the other. But since we said that 10 millimeters makes 1 centimeter, starting with this, that means that if I have 100, okay, let's start with the smaller number first. 20 millimeters is equal to how many centimeters? Since we say that 10 millimeters make 1 centimeter, that means 20 centimeters divided by 10 will give us 2 centimeters. That means if 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter, 20 millimeters will give us 2 centimeters. Because since we are converting to the bigger one, we have to divide it. Now, for example, okay, let us say, for example, now I have 100 millimeters. And we all know that millimeters are smaller than centimeters. So if we are converting the smaller unit to the bigger one, we will have to divide the smaller one by the bigger one. That means converting 100 millimeters to centimeters, we will have 100 divided by 1 millimeters is 1 cm. That means 100 millimeters divided by 10 will give us equals to 10 millimeters. 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters. Because this 0 goes with this. What we have left is 10 over 1. Any number that divided by 1 is that number. So if you have 100 millimeters, that means in centimeters, you have only 10 centimeters. Because centimeter is always bigger than millimeters. So you have to divide the bigger one by the smaller one so that it will reduce the number to the unit that you are looking for. Secondly, if we are converting centimeters to meters, this centimeters to meters. Now we all know that 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters. That means if you have 100 meters, 100 is what will give you just 1 centimeter. So if you have 100 meters to give you 1 centimeter, now for example, we all know that if we have 172 meters, is equals to how many centimeters? Now we all know that centimeters are always bigger than meters. So what do we do? What we'll do is I will say, okay, 172 divided by 100, because 1 centimeter is 100 meters. So you divide the bigger one by the smaller one, which will give us equals to, in our fraction we say that when a whole number divides a number that has double 0, the decimal point moves 2 times to the left. For example, let's say this one is 172.00 divided by 100. Because of these 2 zeros, the decimal point will move from 1, 2. So this will give us 1.72 centimeters. So that means if you have 172 meters, in centimeters you have only 1.72 centimeters. Or you can say, since 100 meters make 1 cm, first of all we have 100 meters plus 0.72 or 0.72 meters. 100 meters means 1 cm. Then this one is not up to 100. That means it's not up to 1 centimeter. So you bring your decimal point here and write your 7 and 2 here. That means this is what we have. To show that 172 centimeters gives us 100 meters. I don't know if we are following. So it is easier for us to know that a centimeter is bigger than a meter. When you understand that, you will know where to divide. Because if you are changing the smaller one, like I said earlier, for example, we are changing 100 meters. Meters is small to centimeters. Centimeters is big. So that means you will divide the smaller one by the one that is larger, though with a smaller number. That is why we say 172 centimeters. 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters. So you divide the 172 centimeters by each 100. It will give you the value of the number in centimeters. Now, okay, let's bring it back to ourselves. Let's bring it down. Mr. Michael is 10 years old. And I am older than Sean or Kafa. Sean is 1 year old, while me, I'm 10 years old. Now, if they want to change our age to months, 10 years means we have 12 months in a year. 12 months in 1 year. That means 10 years means 12 months times 10 years, which will give us equals to 120 months. Now, Sean is 1 year. This 1 year means 12 months. So you divide the bigger one by the smaller one, which is equals to 120 divided by 12 will give us what? 10. That is the 10 years that I used to senior Sean. That means Sean is 1 year, I am 10 years. 10 divided by 1, any number divided by 1 is that number. So we all know that 10 divided by 1 is equals to 1. That means the age that Sean is now, I am 10 times that age. Because I am 10 years, he is 1 year. So I am 10 times that age that he is. That means the centimeters and the meter, the 172 meters that we have, is 1.72 times less than the centimeters. Because if the centimeter is bigger, we will divide the 172 by the number of meters that one make 1 centimeter, which is 100. It will give us 1.72. Now we need to move further. For further conversion, now we are going to convert all. Okay, let's do it again. Let's convert 7.29. Okay, let's say 7.29 meters to centimeters. Converting 7.29 meters to centimeters. From what we all know, a centimeter is always bigger than meters. So, what is that supposed to mean? That means, since 1 cm is equal to 100 meters, that means this 7 means 700 meters plus the 29 m here means 0.29 meters also. So this 700 plus this 0.29, let's add it and see. 700 plus 0.29. First of all, you can add without a decimal point. Later, you put in your decimal point. If you are finding it difficult to add with decimal point, bring down the 0. Sorry, bring down the 9. Sorry, 9. Bring down the 2. Then this 7 and the decimal point, they are the same level. So you bring down the 7. So that means for us to convert 729 centimeters to meter, we will have 729 meters. So to see that 7.29 centimeters is small, but if you convert it, it becomes what? Like multiplying it by 10. Look at what we're going to have. The number now will increase, just like changing the smaller one to the bigger one, the number now will increase because you are increasing the smaller number by 100. Because we say, if we say centimeters here and meters, 100 meters make 1 centimeter. That means 7 centimeters means 700 meters. Then 0.29 meters added to 700 meters gives us 729 meters. As simple as it is. Now we talked about higher units, the ones that are used for measuring distances. We know what the distance is. The difference between 2 points. Like from Kitzbühel to Swiftville. From Kitzbühel to Swiftville, you and I know that we cannot use a ruler, a measuring ruler, to measure the distance. It will be very difficult. Since it will be difficult, there is no need for us to use the smaller unit of centimeters and meters. If not, we will remain on the road. It will take us 5 years. We've not gotten there. Some of us will grow old while measuring distance from Kitzbühel to Swiftville. So now it is better for us to use the larger unit, which is the kilometers. Now, if we know that from Kitzbühel to Swiftville is 3.581 kilometers, what is this value? Or, for example, let's break it down first. If from Kitzbühel to Swiftville is 3 kilometers, what is this value in units? Sorry, in meters. And here we say that 1,000 meters means 1 kilometer. Now we have 3 kilometers already. That means 1,000 in meters multiplied by 3, which will give us 3,000 meters. As simple as that. So if the distance from Kitzbühel to Swiftville is 3 kilometers, and we say 1 kilometer means 1,000 meters. So for us to convert this 3 kilometers to meters, we will multiply these 3 kilometers by 3,000. 1 kilometer for 1,000, 1 kilometer for 1,000, 1 kilometer for 1,000. So it will give us 3,000 meters. Now, for example, let's say we have 3, let's bring fractions inside, decimal fractions, to really show that we're really following. Or, okay, let's do one more example before we move to the fractional aspect of it. If we have 5 kilometers from here to phase 6, the junction, you say, okay, since 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, if we want to change 5 kilometers to 1,000 to meters, we will say 5 kilometers multiplied by 1,000 meters, which will give us 5,000 meters. That means if you want to convert it from this bigger unit to the smaller unit, the number now will increase. I hope you are all following. Okay. So, but if you want to change it from the bigger unit to the smaller unit, the number will increase. But if you want to change it from the smaller unit to the bigger unit, the number will be big. Now, for example, if we have 1,000 meters for us to change it to kilometers. Now, meters is smaller than kilometers, like I've been saying. When we change kilometers to meters, the number increased. Now, we have 1,000 meters. We want to change it to kilometers. Now, in our mathematics, we have learned that whenever you multiply, you also divide. You divide this one by 3 kilometers is 3,000. 3,000 meters. That means 1,000 meters divided by 1,000 itself. It will give us 1 kilometer. Because we are converting it from the smaller unit to the bigger unit. Just like as an elderly person as I am, if I tell Lotta, okay, Lotta, you are a child, you don't eat much. I eat 1 pack of Indomie every morning because my stomach is big. I'm an adult. But Lotta now has more stomach because she's still a child. If I say, okay, Lotta, take this Indomie, eat it, Lotta will not be able to finish that Indomie at once because her tummy is still small. She might eat it 2 times or 3 times because she's smaller. That means the number of times she eats will be much. The same way the number of times he eats here is much. But if Lotta can finish 1 apple on the go, me, the adult, if I eat that apple, it will not even be enough for me. If she eats 1 apple and gets satisfied, it's because she's a child. But me, the adult, I might eat 10 apples before I'll be satisfied. So you can see that when we want to change from her own small apple to my own, if I eat that one, I will say I need more. They will give me the second one, I will say I need more. They will give me the third one, I will say I need more. They will give me the fourth one, I will say I need more. So you see that from the same apple that she ate, my own now is getting high, while her own is getting smaller. That means when you're converting the smaller unit to the bigger one, it will do what? Increase. Just like the meter is smaller than centimeters. That is why the number gets smaller in kilometer. Now, for example, let's say we have 5,000 meters to be converted to kilometers. We all know that 1 kilometer means is equal to 1,000. We'll see divided by 1,000 here. This 0 will cancel this 0. This 0 cancels this. This 1 will cancel this. So what do we have left? 5 over 1. Any number divided by 1 is that number. That means 5 divided by 1 is 5 kilometers. So when the number is big, know that that unit is very small. But when the number is small, working along with the bigger number, know that the one that is small has weight more than the bigger one. I hope we are all following. Yes. It's alright. Now, let's say, for example, we want to solve fractional part of it. We have 3.581 kilometers for us to convert it to meters. If we are asked to convert this to meters, what are we going to say? We'll say, okay, since the kilometer is bigger than the meter, this kilometer means 3 kilometers is equal to 3,000 meters. Then 0.581 remains the way it is. You still remain 0.581. So converting 3.581 kilometers will give us what? 3,000 plus 581. It will give us 3,000. Bring down this 3, bring down the 5, bring down the 8, bring down the 1. It will give us 3,581 meters. So you can see that the 3.581 kilometers is small. Since we want to change it to the other smaller unit, the unit is big, the number is small. But here, the unit is small, but the number will become big. That is why this 3,581 is big, the number is bigger than 3.581. That is what conversion costs. So if I'm converting myself to you, for example, like Lotta or Sean, if I'm changing myself to you, the years will be bigger. But if I'm changing to, the years will be smaller. But if I'm changing you, the smaller ones to me, my own age, the number of days will become bigger. So that is the difference when you are converting the smaller unit along with the bigger unit. Now, let's take the last example before we move to the addition and subtraction, because we are changing kilometers to meters now. So the last one we might have, or anyone answer the question, Then you reserve it after the class, then you can ask your question. Once we are done with the class, I will create space for any question, whoever has a question to ask. Now we have 1,548 kilometers, or meters, for us to change it to kilometers. Everybody will say meters are always smaller than kilometers. What is there for us to do? There is nothing much there for us to do. So what we have to know is that since we have up to 1,000 meters means 1 kilometer. First of all, we have this is the first 1,000 here. We have the 500 here. Let's do it in expanded form. We have the 40 here, and we have 8 here. That means we have 1,548 in meters. Now we want to change it to kilometers. So what are we supposed to do? This 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Then this 500 is half of the kilometer. So since these other ones together, they are not up to 1 kilometer, we'll just say, okay, this is equal to 1 kilometer and 548. That is all. Or for us to do, even if you say, okay, let's divide 1,548 by 1,000 to give us the same thing. So the only thing there is that since the zeros are 3, the decimal point is supposed to be here, we'll move 3 times towards the left hand side. That means 1, 2, 3. So that's why this is the same with this. So if you find it difficult for you to do the division, once it is dividing a number that has triple zeros or double zeros or even 1 0, if it is 1 0, move the decimal point from the beginning of it 1 time to the left. If it is double zeros, move it 2 times. 1, 2. But this one, because it is 3 zeros, we move it 1, 2, 3. That is how we got this. So that means 1,548 kilometers. Sorry, 1,548 meters gives us 1 kilometer, 548 meters. Now, if you don't want to write it like this, you must split out the unit. You rather say this one is in kilometer because it's up to 1,000. 1 kilometer and 548 meters. You are still very much correct. This one is in meters because it's not up to 1,000. This one is up to 1,000. That is why it is kilometers. But since this one is not up to 1,000, it will remain in meters. I don't know if anyone has any question to ask, then jot it down. Once we are done, I will give you space to ask the question you've written down. Now, the third one there says we should do what? Work for addition and subtraction of meters and centimeters. Now, we are still working on the same strategy. If I have 100 kilometers, or for example, let's start with meters, because it says addition and subtraction of meters and centimeters, plus 2 centimeters. 100 meters plus 2 centimeters. First of all, we will convert this one to centimeters. So that either we convert this one to centimeters or we convert this one to meters. Because we all know that 2 centimeters means 200 meters. Or 100 meters means 1 centimeter. So now, it's either you say 1 centimeters, because this 100 meters divided by 100, because 100 meters make 1 centimeter. So you divide this 100 by 100, this gives us 1, plus in centimeters, plus these 2 centimeters, this equals to 3 centimeters. If meters are up to 100, like I've been saying since, once your meters are up to 100, you can name them as 1 centimeters. You must not call them determine of what you are working with. If what you're working with permits you to leave it under centimeters, under meters, leave it there under meters. But if what you're working with can allow you to change it from 100 meters to 1 centimeter, just like we have done here. This is 100 meters, and we know that 100 meters means 1 centimeter. And this one is centimeters. So it is better we change it from 100 meters to 1 centimeter. Or you can say, since it is 100 meters plus 2 centimeters, you can leave this one under meters, then change this one to meters also. That means it will become 100 meters plus 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters. 2 centimeters equals to 200 meters. That means 2 cm means 200 meters. If you add two of them together, they will give you 300 meters. Now, since 100 meters is equal to 1 cm, you can easily change this one to centimeters by dividing it by 100, because it's 100 meters that gives centimeters. So this 0 cancels this one cancels this. What we have left is 3/1, which is 3 centimeters. Just like what we have up here. Any of them that can go, you can go with. You go with. If you convert the centimeters to meters, then you add both of them. Fine. Or you convert this one to centimeters and use both of them. Fine. They will still give you the same answer. Now let's solve the one that we cannot convert any of them, anyone to go and meet the other one. Now we have, for example, we have 70 meters plus 1.5 centimeters. 70 meters, had it been up to 100 meters, we will have just change it straight to 1 centimeter. But since it's not up to 100, we will leave it as meters as it is. 70 plus 1.5 centimeters means 100 meters and 50 meters. Because 1 meter is 100, or 1 cm is 100 meters. So we'll change this 100, this 1 meter again to another 100 meters plus 0.5 cm means 50 meters, which is 50, all of them in meters. So 70 plus 100 gives us 170, plus 5 gives us 175 meters. Because this 50 is the same as 5. It's the same as 5. So because half of 100 is only half of 10. So you remove the 0 and add only 5. Or you can even say 70 meters plus 1.5 centimeters. 70 meters is not up to 100, so we leave it at 70 as it is. Plus 1.5 meters means 150 meters. This 100 meters is still the same thing, plus 5 meters. You're still giving us the same answer, it's still the same process anyway. This produces 170 plus 5, 175. Now, if, as I am, the length of my marker is, okay, let me say the length from here to my house is 2 centimeters, sorry, 2 kilometers. And the length from my house to my friend's house is 5 kilometers. Then if I'm going from here straight to my friend's house, that means how many kilometers am I going to trek? All you need to do is 2 kilometers plus 5 kilometers equals to 7 kilometers. This one is aside. Now, if from here to my house is 2 kilometers, and from my house to the market where I normally buy things is 70 meters. That means the distance from where I am now to my house is 2 kilometers, which is 200 meters, plus this 70 kilometers that's from my house to the market. All will give me what? Just add your 200 plus 70. It will give us what? 270 meters. That is all. There is nothing added and nothing should be removed from it. So, with what we have done so far, I want to believe that we have seen how to convert from one unit to the other. But the first step you will take for you to understand all this is not by knowing how to calculate it only. Know the conversion rate. If I have 10 centimeters now, if I want to change it, how many meters will I change it to? 10 centimeters, like I said earlier, if you want to change it to millimeters, it will give you 10 times 10, 100 millimeters. Because this 10 times this 10, because you are changing this one to this one. 1 centimeter is equals to 10. So if you have 10 centimeters, you multiply it by this 10 to give you 100 millimeters. Or if you have 200 millimeters and you want to change it to centimeters, divide it by 100, because that's the difference between them. It will give you, this goes with this one cancel this. 2 over 1 will give you 2 centimeters. So I believe that so far we have been able to do wonderfully well, and I'm waiting to see who has a question to ask. But if no one has any question to ask, as I'm not seeing any hand up, I would say you really try your best by staying so calm, listening to this. But if maybe as you get home, if you have any issue or any question to ask based on what we've done in this class, I will be pleased to welcome your questions. Ask your questions and I will make out time to explain more better what I've not been able to explain in this class, maybe because of time. So like I said earlier, my name remains Mr. Michael, your all-time mathematics teacher, and I would like to meet with you next time when we're talking about maybe division and multiplication of the measurement unit. So just take good care of yourself, stay safe, be focused. See you next time in the next class. Bye for now.